Hello everyone, I'm Ditta from Ditta Reads, and as you know, the end of the year is fast approaching, so I decided that I wanted to make a video about the best books I read this year. So this will be my Top Books 2014 video, and I hope you will enjoy it. So this is my top books 2014, and I have to say I'm not going to show the different books in a particular order or anything, so it's not like last book I show you will be the best book or anything. I'm just going a bit random about that part, but I will show you like I think 7 books I've chosen that I really like this year. So let's get into that and see what I thought were the best books of 2014, and that means that it's going to be books I've read in 2014 and not like they had to be published or anything in 2014, because I have to have read them and they can be very old or new or anything. So I'm just going to start. So to start off, I'm choosing Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and I absolutely adore this book. I think it is amazing, and if you haven't read it yet, I think you totally should. I really love The Fault in Our Stars, and I read this back in I think March, and I finished it in like one day, and it is amazing. I'm in love with the chapters. The Fault in Our Stars. It had to be in my top books for 2014 because I read it this year, and it's one of my favorite books now. I recommend it to everyone. That's the first one I'm showing. The second book I wanted to show you is Delirium, and it's written by Lauren Oliver, and this is about a world in which love is seen as a disease, and I just really like this book. It's one of my favorite books now, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I thought I wanted to show it to you in this video. And I have the second and third part of the trilogy back on my shelf, and I really like the series, so I thought, why not put it in my video, because that's what it's about. So yeah, Delirium. The third book I wanted to show you is a special one because I'm absolutely in love with this book. It is The Archived by Victoria Schwab, and I haven't read any other book by Victoria Schwab yet. I do have The Unbound lying on my shelf and wanting to be read, and I feel very sad that I haven't read it yet. But this book made Victoria Schwab to one of my favorite writers, and the writing style, it can be so beautiful, poetic, and I absolutely love everything about this book. It is a fantastic book. I highly recommend you reading it. It also got a beautiful cover, and it made Victoria Schwab to one of my favorite authors, so that has to count for something. And this one definitely has to be in this video. Without this book to show, I couldn't even film this video, because this one is really important. Not that the other books aren't important, because I would all need them to make this video about my top books, but check it out. Just check it out. The next book is a book I just really loved, and maybe that's obvious because this is my top books video. But the book I'm talking about is The Universe versus Alex Woods, and I really loved this book. It's about this boy called Alex Woods, obviously, and it starts when he's a bit younger, but it takes a longer time span than normal books, about several years. I don't know exactly because it's a while back that I read it, but I really liked it about this book, and it tackled some major issues about life and other important questions, and I really can't say too much about it because I don't want to spoil the book, but it is really good. I always thought it was a combination, you know, a bit alike of a John Green book, and I always had this example of another book that I thought it was a combination of a John Green book and Nunu's book, but I kind of forgot who Nunu was, and I don't know, but this is a fantastic book. It's a contemporary book, and I just really loved it. And the story, it's so good, and it's a bit sad though sometimes. So if you're not really into that, maybe it's not the best book for you. But it's got some really nice, deep stuff, and I really recommend it. It's just the first book by this author, Gavin Extens. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and I really liked it. I think it's fantastic. It's about, well, the cover says it's about an unlikely friendship, which is totally true, but it's about so much more than that, and I really recommend this book. I forced a friend of mine to read it, and she absolutely loved it too. And we would talk about it for a lot of time, and we would make a lot of references to this book. And our friends wouldn't get what we were talking about, but this book, man, I really enjoy it. I think it's fantastic. I think more people should know about this and read it because I really like it. Oh, you can see it better if I hold it here. Well, this is how the book looks. Just look it up. I think it is amazing. With the next book, I was really fascinated about its world. I thought it is really awesome. And the book I'm talking about this time is The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. And this is a vampire book, so it got a lot of vampires, but in this world, it's a bit like Ours, but then later in time, and vampires were always into hiding, but they aren't anymore, and a lot of them are even celebrities, and they live in this so-called cold towns where no one can get in or out. Well, you can get in. That's exactly the point. So I don't know why I said you can get in. But you can get in, but you can get out. And vampires live there like celebrities, always partying and everything. And the world is amazing. Vampires are both like the dangerous creatures we know it, but they are also like the celebrities and the people we adore and everything. And this is a really bad summarizing of this story. It's not even summarizing, it's a really bad telling about the world, but it is a really awesome world, and I really like this book. It's by Holly Black, and it's really a book I really liked. And I haven't read a lot of vampire novels, but I have to say that even probably if you don't really like the most kind of vampire novels, that you should still check this one out because I just think it is so awesome. And I really like it, so huge recommendation. The Coldest Girl in Coldtown. If you ever see it lying around, just check it out, and I hope you enjoy it because I really did. I have already shown you like 5 books, but that doesn't mean there aren't any other good books. So this is one of the last books I'm showing you, but I promise that it's still good. And the book I'm talking about is Ready Player One, and it's written by Ernest Clyde. And it is amazing. It's got so many references to games, literature, and movies, and everything, and it is really enjoyable. It's about living in a virtual world and the real world and finding friends and this huge quest, and I really like the way the story is written, especially how it starts. It really gets to me, and it's about this guy, and he is living in not a very pleasant place actually, but he can go into this virtual world or out because it's in the future. I shouldn't really give summarizes because I'm that bad at summarizing, because I just thought, hey, I will tell something about a book, but then I don't really know what order I should tell things in or what I should tell. But it's in the future, and we have this guy, and he can go into this virtual world where he's also going to school, and you have like the real world, which isn't a great place for him. And you can get in that virtual world, you can do almost everything. Like, you can go to school, so a huge part of your life you can spend in this virtual world, and then you can play a lot of games and everything. But there's this huge quest in which you can win a lot of money and ownership of the virtual world and everything. And it is really adventurous, and I really just love how it's got all this gaming stuff in it and references and everything. And it's really exciting, it's fast paced, and it's really enjoyable. It's really Ready Player One. You should totally check it out. I really loved it. I hope you will too if you read it or will read it or anything. It's great. I'm going to show it like one last time. So yeah, that was the book. Let's get to the last book I wanted to show to you. So the last book I wanted to show you isn't like a normal book, but it's a graphic novel, and I wanted to show to you Sega because it is really nice. I also got the second part. I read the first part and the second volume, and I've got the third one lying around ready to be read, and I pre-ordered the fourth one a while back, and I got that one too. So I can go on with this, but I've got the first and second volume, and I've read them, and they were amazing. I really love the art style. I love this universe with all these worlds and different species and everything. It isn't like for the younger people around. You have to be like 18 at least, but it is really good. And I like the art style, and I like the story, so that's important for graphic novels. And it just, I got into reading these graphic novels this year, and I really liked it, so I want to show them to you. And I hope that you like them too if you read them, or that maybe if you're planning to read them, that you will like them, because I really did, and it is amazing this far. I don't know yet how it's going to continue because I haven't read part 3 and 4, but I really like it this far. So that were my top books for 2014. They haven't been all published in this year or anything, but I did read them all this year. So that is about. And I want to show them one last time. So these were the books I showed you. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that was my Top Books 2014. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great time, and I will see you in another video. Goodbye!